Hello, welcome back to the channel for another coin hunt. Today we have £500 and £2 coins to have a hunt through. There's no date on this bag, but they are locally cashed in coins. You can even see some rubber bands in here. Alright, without further ado, let's get it opened up and see what we can find. And while those bags are being opened up, let's have a quick look at the book to see which designs we're still after. On page 1 we need Commonwealth Games England, and then after that we have everything up to and including the Great Fire of London. And our first commemorative find of the day is Brunel's Achievements. It's one of a pair of coins, the other one being the portrait. Quickly followed by an army centenary. So this one as well is very, very common, but it can have a rotation error and supposedly an edge inscription error. So just double checking that one is all good and correct and as it should be. This one's going to be something. It's a Jodie Clark portrait, and that's a Shakespeare comedies. So that's the rarest of the three Shakespeare coins, though it's still not a keeper. Quickly followed by a Navy centenary. We have found so many of these. I was looking at the Shaky scale, and we've actually found more World War I navies than we have Robert Burns's. When you think the mintage figure is only 650,000 on these, there's just a huge concentration where I happen to live. It's absolutely unbelievable. Let me just have a quick look and check how many we've found now. So this is the 34th one we've found, and that's just hunts that I've recorded. I mean, I have quite a few from hunts which weren't recorded. Jodie Clark portrait, so that's the standard circulating version. Keep an eye out for the IRB version. And then this one here has a flag error because there's a little bit of extra cud up here next to the top of the mast there. So that adds a little bit of value onto it. So that's an absolutely outstanding find. Very happy with that. It's got a fake. This one jumped out at me, this bag. There was a £2 in there, which is a bit of a funny colour, looking at it through the bag. So is that one a fake? It does look a bit dubious. It looks extremely dubious. So that's our first fake of the day. Unfortunately, we do find quite a few fakes, and they all go into a book I have called The Hall of Shame. So they're all kept together. The Hall of Shame is getting very full now. There we have VE date. We find that one more than any other commemorative £2 coin, and that makes sense because it is the highest minted as well. Over 10 million of them were circulated. Have found a couple with rotation errors. Not this one though. It's going to be something. It's an abolition of the slave trade. No DG next to the 7 there. You see a DG, that's the non-circulating version of that coin. As it is, that's pretty common, that one. So this one's going to be something. £2 there. Let's see what it is. It's another Shakespeare's comedies. Funny that we found 2 of them, but none of the tragedies or the histories. And we're going to follow that up quite quickly with a gunpowder plot. If I can get it the right way around, there we go, £2 at the bottom. Oh, nice. And we're going to finish that bag off with a Darwin. So that's a low tier keeper, and that's my favourite design. Here we have a Marconi, his wireless transmission across the Atlantic. And a DNA double helix. We're hitting loads of finds in this bag. Very cool. It's not a keeper though. More commemorative. Oh, loads more commemoratives in here. At least 2. Let's start this side because that's easier for me. First up, we have an active union. It's very common, but it can have a rotation error. Not this time though. We have another Marconi. And we're going to finish that bag off with another World War I Army. There's no rotation error and there's no edge inscription error on that one. Another VE Day. This bag is from a cluster of bags that were rubber banded, so let's see if something good in here has been kept extra safe. Well, we have another one of those, which is a gunpowder plot. Nice, there we have a Trinity house. That's another low tier keeper. Very cool. There is another gunpowder plot. That's the third one of the day. Cool. That's a Robert Burns, another low tier keeper. So we've found more navies than this one, which is quite extraordinary. And that's another one, goodness me. I'm going to start that bag off with a World War I outbreak, Lord Kitchener there. So this one's very common, but there is a very rare mule error where the other side does not have £2 at the bottom. Sadly, this time it does. And this is the last bag of the hunt. Okay, I'm going to double check all the coins now and make sure I didn't miss anything the first time around, and I'll post back in a few seconds with what I find. Okay, I finished checking all the coins and I did find one technology of interest. Before we get to that, here is the Hall of Shame, and that's that naughty, very naughty fake £2 coin that we found during the hunt. It's in there with all of its other very naughty friends. And then having a close look at this technology that I found, 2010, that's the year to keep an eye out for these double die obverse errors. And if I turn this around and we have a careful look at the Elizabeth and the DEF, you can clearly see that that writing is doubled, which is very cool, especially on that DEF there at the bottom. Look at that F, it's really fuzzy. I think it's also on this IRB here next to the Queen's neck there. So very, very happy with that one. Been quite lucky, found a few of these on the channel now. And then looking back at the hunt itself, I think the best finds are on the bottom row here. Some low tier keepers in the Trinity House, the Darwin and the Robert Burns. And then we've got that World War I Navy centenary with the flag error. And of course that DDO. Thank you very much as always for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please do hit the thumbs up and subscribe. And I'll see you next time for another coin hunt.